Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Scarfield. I'm going to ask the council, is there any questions or comments before we move on to the next presentation? Councilmember Ehrenreich.
I appreciate your presentation, and I appreciate your long interest in the city and its whereabouts and its environs. But could you tell me a little bit more about the Nisqually Delta Station? What's your size of your membership? You've been around since 1970. Could you tell us a little more about yourselves, or?
Our organization is really representing. At its height was about 1,300 members, I believe. We basically felt that we had spent 20 years in court, and then we got into this mumbo-jumbo of a negotiated settlement and spent a year and a lot of money getting to something that worked out really for the benefit of the city in large part. And at the end of the deal, we kind of thought we had won the battle and we were kind of done. And I kind of stayed around and tidy up a couple other things. Okay. And the organization was saving Nisqually for a long time, got a lot of interest, was working very well. After we got to the settlement agreement, we pretty much were tired. A lot of us were heading that way. So as it is, we've been kind of sitting on the sidelines. I would point out that we signed the agreement and we pulled together in this coalition the Washington Environmental Council, People for Puget Sound, Seattle Audubon, National Audubon, most importantly, I think, from our local constituency, Black Hills Audubon, Tahoma Audubon, Friends of Anderson Island. Did I mention People for Puget Sound? We have a long history of involvement and engagement with other interest groups. Okay. And my point would be that I feel well connected as an organization, even though right now we are a small brain trust.
Okay. Thank you.
Councilmember Coffey.
Thank you for coming before us. It was nice to have a refresher course in this history. On your sheet, under the 1994 agreement, you have a quote here, and I believe this is from the 1994 agreement. And you are saying that they would seek no future permits to mine within 200 feet of the shoreline or in a manner that would significantly impact the flow of Sequalitchew Creek. Do you know, I have the 1994 settlement agreement here. Do you know what page that was on or where that quote is?
I'm afraid I don't have the page in front of me. I've got the quote. That was about as I can tell you where to find the agreement. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, on page 22, where it talks about Sequalitchew Creek, in here it says, or within 100 feet of the top of the bank of Sequalitchew Creek. Now, is that something different than what you're saying here, within 200 feet of the shoreline?
There are multiple. I think that's a misquote potentially at that point. But you have to look in the agreement. There's detail, a drawing of a profile that gives some dimension to it. There's a couple different clauses that talk about the setbacks along the creek.
Okay, Mr. I just wondered, because you know, in your paper that you handed out to us, you said 200 feet of the shoreline, but in here where I looked, it says within 100 feet of the top of the bank. But
the principle operating here is the Shorelines Management Act, which carries a 200-foot shore zone, which is certainly applicable to all the marine shores of the city.
Okay, Mr. McDonald, did you have a? I'm sorry. Did you have a comment?
Bottom of page 21.
On the bait. Oh, okay.
Councilmember Coffey, did you have a follow-up question?
No. Thank you.